Welcome to Propeller Breeze, the show for student pilots, sim fans, and everyone chasing that first solo and beyond. All information in this podcast is for entertainment and general knowledge only. Always verify with certified flight instructors or regulatory authorities before attempting anything mentioned here.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at a flight instrument that, often gets overlooked next to the big primary gauges. But the moment you transition to instrument flight, it becomes your absolute lifeline. We're talking about the turn indicator system. Our sources today really cover the whole spectrum, from the basic physics of gyros all the way to practical in-cockpit applications. And our mission here is to give you that essential understanding of turn management, of yaw control. Especially if you're navigating the PPL syllabus right now, we want to find those nuggets that make you an informed pilot.
Oh, this is so fundamental. When you're staring at that panel, trying to keep the shiny side up, these indicators are doing two critical things for you. They're telling you your direction and rate of rotation, sure. But maybe more importantly, they're confirming the quality of your flight path.
And if the main attitude indicator fails.
Exactly. If that attitude indicator calls it quits, this little instrument instantly becomes your primary reference for bank. It's your ultimate backup system, and it's all rooted in, simple physics.
Okay, let's unpack that. Our sources point to two major types: the older turn and slip indicator and the more modern turn coordinator. To someone near, they look pretty similar. But the mechanics behind them, specifically how that gyro is mounted, it's a world of difference. So what's the story with the original turn and slip? How does it work?
The turn and slip is the classic design, and it's a pure rate of turn instrument. That's all it does. The key is that the gyroscope inside, its spinning wheel, rotates in the vertical plane. So it's aligned right with the aircraft's nose-to-tail axis.
Okay.
And if you've ever played with a spinning bicycle wheel, you know you can't just tilt it. If you try to force it one way, it reacts 90 degrees away from that force. That's gyroscopic precession.
Right.
So when the aircraft yaws, when the nose swings left or right, that force makes the whole gyro assembly tilt or precess. And that tilt is what moves the pointer, the turn needle.
So it's only measuring yaw, the actual side-to-side swing of the nose.
Purely yaw.
Yeah.
Which is why it's incredibly stable. It won't tumble like some other gyros can. You still see them in some older or specialized high-performance aircraft for that very reason.
Got it. So it's a dedicated yaw sensor. But most modern trainers, the ones students fly today, they have the turn coordinator. And the big change there is that one subtle but crucial detail, the canted gimbal.
Precisely. In the turn coordinator, the gyro is deliberately mounted at an angle, usually about 30 degrees. It's canted.
And that lets it sense more than just yaw.
Exactly. That cant allows it to sense movement around two axes, both yaw and roll. So when you start rolling into a turn, that initial motion gets picked up by the canted gyro immediately.
Which explains why the little miniature airplane symbol inside the gauge banks, as soon as you dip a wing, it's showing you the initial roll rate.
That's it. It's a very intuitive display. You see that little airplane bank, and that's your rate of roll. Then, once you're established in the turn and you stop rolling, the instrument settles down, and its primary job becomes showing you the rate of turn you're maintaining.
Speaking of rate, the standard rate turn. It's everything in instrument training. 3 degrees per second. How do you use that little airplane to lock that rate in perfectly?
Well, if you look closely at the gauge, you have the center mark, which is your wings level 0 rate of turn position.
Right.
And then on either side, you have these two little index marks, sometimes called the doghouse. When you align the wing of that miniature aircraft symbol perfectly with that second index mark, you know you're turning at exactly 3 degrees per second.
So that wing alignment is your visual target. But here's the thing. Hitting 3 degrees per second doesn't mean you're actually doing it well. You could be in a messy turn.
That is the critical distinction.
So if the turn coordinator tells us how fast we're rotating, we need the inclinometer, the ball, to tell us how well we're doing it, the quality of the turn.
Yes. If the rate instrument is the speedometer of your turn, the little ball is your balance gauge. It's all about yaw. It's telling you if the aircraft's nose is swinging properly with the turn or if it's lagging behind or getting ahead.
And the inclinometer itself is so brilliantly simple. It's ancient technology, really. Just a curved glass tube, some fluid, and a little steel ball.
It's pure physics. No gyros, no electricity. In straight and level flight, gravity just holds that ball in the center at the lowest point. But when you enter a perfectly coordinated turn, all the forces lift, gravity, centrifugal force, they're all in perfect balance. And the ball
stays centered.
Stays right in the middle. That is the very definition of coordinated flight.
Okay, here is where things get really interesting for student pilots. I remember this being so confusing at first. How does the ball's movement tell you if you're in a slip or a skid? What's the difference?
It's a great question because there are the two big errors, and they feel very different in the cockpit. Think about it like driving a car too fast around a corner.
Okay.
Let's start with the skid. In a skid, your rate of turn is too great for your angle of bank. You're pushing too much rudder for how little you're banked. The aircraft feels like it's being flung outward, away from the turn.
Like a car sliding out on ice?
Exactly. Centrifugal force is winning, so it pushes the ball to the outside of the turn. If you're turning left and skidding, the ball is going to be over on the right.
And the slip is the opposite then?
The exact opposite. In a slip, your rate of turn is too slow for your bank angle. You've got too much bank, not enough rudder. The aircraft is literally slipping downward toward the inside of the turn. So the ball moves to the inside of the turn towards your low wing.
And this leads us to that famous, simple memory tool, the one that every flight instructor drills into you. How do you fix it instantly?
You just follow the mantra. Step on the ball. It's that simple.
So if the ball is on the right,
You press the right rudder pedal. If it's on the left, you press the left rudder pedal. You are literally pushing that ball back to the center with your feet by adding the right amount of yaw.
that's the primary rudder correction. But just to be thorough, you can also fix it by adjusting the bank angle, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about balancing those forces. So for a slip where you have too much bank, you can either reduce your bank angle or you could increase your rate of turn with more rudder.
And for a skid?
For a skid where the turn rate is too fast, you need either increase your bank angle to match it or just ease off the rudder. But at the end of the day, step on the ball is always the most direct, immediate fix.
Now let's talk about something even simpler. A visual check that doesn't even involve the instrument panel. A lot of glider pilots use this. The yaw string.
Ah, the yaw string. It's elegance itself. It's literally just a piece of yarn or string taped to the center of your windscreen.
And it just uses the airflow.
It uses the airflow right over the nose as a perfect indicator. When you're in coordinated flight, that string trails straight back. Perfect.
Yeah.
But the second you start to slip or skid, the airflow hits the side of the fuselage, and that string immediately deflects left or right. It's instant feedback without ever looking down.
Fantastic. So let's shift to the operational side of this. You have to check these instruments before you even take off. What's the mandatory instrument check during pre-flight for these systems?
This is a step people tend to rush, but it's so important. First, when you're in the cockpit before engines start, you look at the inclinometer. Is it full of fluid? Are there any big air bubbles? Does the ball move freely?
What if it's frozen?
Well, yeah, in extreme cold that can happen. And if the fluid is low or frozen, that ball isn't going to respond correctly. So you check that first. But the real functional test happens when you're taxiing. As you make a turn on the ground, say a left turn, two things have to happen.
Okay, what are they?
One, the little airplane on the turn coordinator has to bank to the left. That tells you the gyro is spinning up and the instrument is working. Two, the ball in the inclinometer should move to the opposite side of the turn.
So in a left turn, the ball swings out to the right because of centrifugal force.
Precisely. Now,
Yeah.
what if the ball follows the turn? You turn left, and the ball also moves left.
That's bad.
That is a critical failure. It means something's wrong. The glass could be cracked, the tube could be bent, the fluid might have leaked out. Something is preventing the ball from moving freely under inertial force. That's a no-go item.
So this all boils down to mastering some really fundamental physics while you're flying. To summarize for you, the listener, your turn coordinator is all about your rate of rotation. The inclinometer, the ball, is all about the balance of forces.
And if you can learn to consistently keep that ball centered, you've really mastered something profound about flight. You've mastered that crucial relationship between your bank, your yaw, and your rudder inputs.
It's pretty amazing that even the most complex jets at their core are still using systems based on these same ideas, a way to sense rotation and a way to ensure all the forces are balanced, which when you think about it raises an interesting question. We know these instruments are basically just physics tools, they don't lie. So what assumptions are pilots making when they rely only on what they see outside the window? Assumptions that these simple instruments would immediately correct.
That's it for this episode. Keep your wings level, your brain sharp, and catch you next time in the pattern. Thanks for riding with Propeller Breeze.